Hi, and welcome back to Teachertube, where today we're going to be following up with my last video. And I just wanted to thank you again for coming back to Teachertube, which is education's premier channel for all things education. So today I wanted to follow up with my last video, which was interview tips, insider secrets that will help you, one, get the job, or two, accepted into the college or teaching preparatory program of your choice. And my last video gave you about 10 tips. This video I have about 2. And it stems from the question, do I need a demo lesson? Tip 1 is yes. Tip 2 is not only do you need a demo lesson, you need a presentation, you need a handout, and you actually need to command the classroom. So I will obviously do more videos on this, but you should always have a demo lesson ready, a target audience, target age group, and then you want to actually have handouts, manipulatives, activity worksheets, or something that you can pass out to your students. And let's go back a bit. Let's set the scene. So you have an interview or you've been selected to actually do a demo lesson. What do you need? You need to go on your state's website. Every single state or the state you would like to gain employment in has a educational portal website. And on that website, it tells you per grade level what items is mandatory that student at that age in that grade learn. So pick a subject and then pick something that is on the state's website. A lot of the state's websites are going to be based off of what's called Common Core standards or state level standards. What you want to do is select an actual item on there. That's a cheat sheet. That is more than an insider secret. That's a cheat sheet because they're telling you what kids actually learn. So you go on there, pick math, pick science, pick history, pick English. And let's say unit or lesson framework 3.3 says that in 3rd grade, they learn 4 different units of science. Unit 3 is all about rocks. And it'll tell you what specific information a 3rd grader should be learning about rocks. So they may learn about the different types of rocks. You want to make a PowerPoint or a Google slideshow presentation so that you have a digital copy. Or if you would prefer to freestyle it and maybe just have some printouts, do that. You want to start off with your objective. That will also be on the state's website. It tells you what the objective is. What is the purpose of them learning this? Objective 3 is going to be that a student in 3rd grade can identify the 3 different types of rocks, and they will be able to identify their uses. How are those rocks used? That is what you're going to base the lesson off of. So you need a slide or a write-up. I would use a write-up and a slideshow just to be safe. But the write-up will be something that you give the interviewers that they can take away with so they can see how you created your actual lesson. And you should keep it under 5 minutes, and you should play into it. So act as if you had already been teaching this particular lesson. So you want to start off with a short recap or review. So last time we were together, class, we learned that there are 3 types of rocks. And we learned that those types are igneous, sedimentary, and I don't know, minerals. Then you want to say, today we're going to learn how those 3 types are used. Now you want to bring in a new tool, a new chapter of the book you're reading, or a video to give a quick, up-to-date tidbit about how those rocks are used. Then you want to spend maybe a minute and a half on that. Then you want to say, and lastly, now we're going to get into our activity for today. You can do anything. You can say, we're going to write an essay about the different types of uses of rocks. We're going to make a presentation. We're going to make a STEM design. I want you to build your favorite video games. A lot of technology and electronics are actually built using rocks. So that is what you want to do in your demo lesson. You want to start off, you want to walk in and say, good morning, class. Let's get started with our science lesson for today. You want to be professional. You want to pretend as if you're in the class. They're not going to ask you to do this. They're not going to require you do it. But this is what's going to guarantee that you get the job, and it's going to guarantee that you get acceptance or that you get an offer into the school of your choice. Play into it. Have handouts. Have an activity. Do a slideshow, because you have to show that you can use technology and that you're going to incorporate that into your teaching. So if you start off with a slideshow, number one, it gives the students or those viewing or interviewing you something to turn their attention to. If you insert a short clip, a video, that also helps you. It's a tool that can assist you, and it will assist you when you actually are teaching, but it's going to assist you in an interview because, number one, it makes you look more professional. It makes you look more astute. And number three, what it's going to do is it's going to show that you know what you're doing. You want the printout of your lesson plan template because that's going to show the framework you took the lesson from so that they know this is an actual lesson. They could walk into any given school on any given day, and this would be actually being taught to kids, right? You want to write out the objective and also include that on a lesson plan template. I do have some of those that I will come back with to make available. So if you guys would like to take advantage of those, you can. But you want all of these things documented. You want them neatly organized, and you want to execute this in a way that sets you up in a class far above the rest. And you want to end. This is a real insider secret. I did a panel interview. And all I'm going to say is, trust me. Trust me. Trust what I'm telling you. You want to end lastly with a handout. They don't actually have to do any of this. So they're not going to do the activity because honestly, you probably won't have time for it. But you want to end saying, and lastly, guys, we're going to end with an exit ticket, an exit slip, or a post assessment. And you're going to actually write it out, type it out, and make a mock mini quiz, right? Depending on how old or how young your student is, because you have to say, I'm teaching 3rd grade science, I'm teaching 3rd grade math, I'm teaching 5th grade high school chemistry. And what you are going to do is design a mini quiz. It's called exit tickets, exit slips, or post assessments. and you're going to put maybe 3 to 5 questions, multiple choice, maybe one fill in the blank, maybe one short answer. It is going to quiz your student on everything you just taught them. So, for example, if you did your lesson on three types of rocks, right? And this is a 3rd grade science class. You might have a post-assessment where you write 3 to 5 questions. One of the questions would be, how many types of rocks are there? And then maybe do multiple choice. Is it A, B, or C? 3 rocks, 4 rocks, or 5 rocks, right? Then you have another question that says, how many types of minerals are there? Et cetera, et cetera. Then you might have a question where you make up and you say, fill in the blanks. Rocks are used in everyday household items such as, right? And they can fill in electronics, furniture, tile, countertops, right? And then you could have a question that says, what is the scale used to measure rocks called? Fill in the blank. What this does is it sets you up to show that you would be a complete and whole educator, right? You would be thinking about the framework, the objectives. You would be thinking about making sure they retain the information. You're looking to collect data. You're looking to introduce new information. Then you're looking to reinforce the information. And then lastly, you're looking to collect data to see, are you effectively teaching? Are they able to answer the questions on the quiz correctly? So you definitely want to do a demo, and I'm definitely going to come back with ways that you can use all of these steps, and I'll have some items coming up that you can actually download so that you can see some of what I used, some mock templates, some mock PDFs. Again, in my last video, I shared that I was pretty much a cut above the rest, and I have no educational experience or formal training. So I was up against people that have been doing this. They've been going to school for this. But you want to make sure that you stand out in a professional way, and you want to leave no room for questions. By doing the recap, by doing the lesson review, by going over the current objectives, by introducing new information, doing the activity in the post-assessment or the quiz, it shows. The interviews aren't going to have any room for question. What are they going to ask? They can't say, well, what would you have done next? I showed you what I would have did next. They can't say, well, where were you going with this? I showed you where I was going with it. And they can't say, well, where did you get this lesson from? I showed you. It's a Common Core standard. I got it off the state website. And the fact that you are pretending that you're in an actual classroom shows them this is how you would interact with students. It shows them how you would take control of the classroom. You might even want to start the slideshow off where you have a good morning. Today's schedule is going to be gym, recess, lunch, specials, extra recess because you guys earned it this week. You want to literally pretend that you are in a classroom and that they are getting an inside glimpse of what you would do in a couple months or a year when you are an actual teacher. And you even want to play into it and like say, hey, good morning, guys. Good morning, class. So today I know if you look around, you might see some visitors. I've been telling you guys we were going to have visitors for a while now. Don't pay them any mind, guys. They're not watching you, they're watching me. You want to play into it. You really want to sell it and you really want to be professional. And those are my 2 tips for today. You want a demo and you want an electronic demo. Those are my 2 tips. Demo, electronic demo, as well as the paper handouts. Until next time, guys, it has been fun and thank you for tuning into Teachertube.